What if the earliest civilization on Earth wasn't humans? What if advanced civilizations existed on Earth before us and built things like the pyramids? The theory that a race existed on Earth before the last ice age or in the far-off Silurian period is still rejected by famous science, despite the abundance of evidence of early civilizations and cultures that are not included in the history books. Human destiny may also be decided by this. According to the Silurian idea, sentient beings might have been on Earth long before the last ice age. These fictitious creatures might have created a highly evolved civilization before dying for unidentified reasons. The idea goes on to hypothesize that geological processes and the passage of time mainly destroyed any remnants of this civilization. The Silurian, which lasted from around 443 million years ago to about 419 million years ago, was a geological age during which basic living forms first appeared in the waters according to earlier history. According to the current image, the first coral reefs appeared, and marine animals like trilobites, brachiopods, and the first bony fish appeared out of nowhere as a result of a wide range of living forms. The procedures that resulted in this initial tiny blast of life are still unknown to us. Was it an extraterrestrial intervention, or the existence of a higher race? The Silurian came before the Devonian and after the Ordovician. Overall, these periods were considered ancient. The origin of intelligent life on Earth at this period, unless it originated in space, is nearly impossible to explain. Scientists that study human biology and the evolution of living forms believe that specific periods of time are required for life to grow, change, and eventually become beings like us. However, these are all really just conjectures. How and why apes evolved into humans is still a mystery to us. Because marine species evolved into terrestrial animals during the Silurian, scientists have also theorized that this period marked the beginning of life on land. Some fascinating biological facts from today support this theory. For instance, the majority of mammals and humans' inner ears are fluid-based hearing systems that were created specifically for underwater hearing. In order to deal with sound, conduction on land, and via the air, terrestrial animals evolved a hearing system that was augmented by the middle ear and auditory ossicles. Although these traits demonstrate the amazing power of evolution, we are still unsure of the source of the motivations and intellect behind these adaptations. During the Silurian, the weather was mostly warm and consistent. The atmosphere most likely contained more oxygen than it does now, and there were no indications of significant ice ages. Could an early humanoid species have emerged as a result of these circumstances, which were very different from what we know today? Even though scientists feel something is impossible, we must have faith that things that are currently unthinkable are feasible. Consider these options. Typically, the Silurian idea is linked to extraterrestrial visitors who might have mined early Earth. Is the Silurians proven by this? Can you believe that aliens visited our planet and mined our raw materials millions of years ago? Of course, we can't rule anything out entirely. We can't simply go back in time and observe what was happening, can we? There are locations on Earth that resemble a readily available book of geological history. We encounter layers of rock that were deposited during the Silurian epoch along faults, canyons, and deep mining tunnels and caverns. These rock lines, which are frequently only a few millimeters thick, may be thoroughly examined by scientists thanks to the most recent technological advancements. There are indications of biological life entrenched, plant bits, and the climates that were prevalent at the period. Even the causes and events that led to the layer's creation are visible to geologists. Trees' annual rings, which reveal details about the weather, the amount of water the tree had available, and if it had enough nutrients, are a lot like this. Extraterrestrial but intelligent species on Earth is true. For instance, natural deposits may contain coal or petroleum in atypical distributions. Some materials are found in identifiable patterns, and many scientists think that mining operations would have blatantly disturbed these patterns. Furthermore, it is quite probable that these entities would have introduced man-made elements to Earth, such as spaceship components, exhaust gases from propulsion systems, metals from tools, or even remnants of other technology found in the environment. Instead of being pure or alloyed as is utilized in current technologies, metals are typically discovered in ore form, coupled to other elements. A sophisticated or technologically advanced culture may be indicated by the presence of pure metals or particular alloys that are not found in nature. The discovery of sophisticated synthetic materials, like some plastics or sophisticated ceramics, might provide more proof. What did they mine? The idea of a superior race visiting Earth sounds absurd. We are currently moving past the usage of fossil fuels and mining. We are still in the early stages of intelligent race development, based on the CEV scale. So, how sophisticated or intelligent might a creature be that came here to find fuel? Or would these living forms have been seeking or desiring something very different? This intriguing thought experiment suggests that early life on Earth might have been looking for materials like diamonds or gold. It's also possible that rare earths, which are employed in modern computer processors, exist. Or something else, entirely. It is impossible to determine what was valuable here because we do not know how these creatures actually lived or what their original environment would have looked like. They may have taken masses of sand away from here, or they may have valued plain granite highly. One thing consistently emerges from the hundreds of verified reports of spaceship sightings worldwide. None of these UFOs have an obvious or detectable propulsion system. Clearly, they are not propelled by combustion engines. As we humans are all too aware, no one travels very far in space with traditional propulsion systems that rely on fossil fuels or gases. If humans visit the Moon, or, at most, Mars, in the near future, we should be pleased. The aliens who visited Earth must have understood physical principles that we are now unaware of, or they must have figured out the laws of physics. Therefore, the possibility that such a species has left little to no trace is highly real. However, we ourselves might be a remnant of these life forms. They stayed on Earth forever. The fact that this species is still alive, even though it may never have gone extinct or departed the Earth, sounds intriguing, doesn't it? Imagine if these life forms, or at least some of them, had persisted on Earth and contributed to the advancement of humankind by establishing the civilizations and cultures that are now buried here. At Gunung Padang in Indonesia, scientists have discovered evidence that the site's lowest layers, which date back up to 40,000 years, show intelligent city building. Additionally, it is frequently asserted that the pyramids are tens of thousands of years older than previously believed. Archaeological sites from this and even earlier periods may still be found all across the world, indicating the existence of pre-last Ice Age cultures. Additionally, we must acknowledge the recurring effect of extraterrestrial species. The Atlanteans are said to have been a race that originally descended from heaven to inhabit Earth. According to widespread belief in Egyptian studies, the ancient primordial race long ago withdrew beneath the surface of the Earth, either as spiritualized beings or as living beings. According to legend, the species left behind all the information humans require to comprehend our origins or the true creators of the species in the renowned Hall of Records beneath the Sphinx. The extraction of minerals and fossil fuels by such a civilization would undoubtedly have left behind distinctive geological traces if the notion of mining by many of these occurrences have been preserved in religions, myths, and legends. Some people think that the tales of gods and otherworldly creatures found in ancient writings like the Bible and the Vedas were inspired by these primordial eras. According to pre-astronautics theories, aliens have frequently visited Earth in the past. Both positive and negative influences were present. The Anunnaki, who created humanity as a working race and later intended to destroy them, are the subject. of one of the most well-known myths. However, certain Anunnaki defended humanity, allowing us to survive and grow. It is believed that the underlying source of the abrupt advancements in different civilizations, like the mysterious Maya constructions or the abrupt ascent of Egypt, is the blending of races and cultures over the millennia. The descendants of the Anunnaki or the Silurians may still be present among us, unseen, or observing us from a distance. This concept even adopts the zoo hypothesis, which is acknowledged by prominent science. According to the Drake equation, which was created in 1961 by astronomer Frank Drake, the Milky Way alone must be home to several intelligent extraterrestrial civilizations. It's possible that some of them were highly developed millions of years ago. The zoo hypothesis states that the reason we are unaware of or unable to locate these life forms is simply that they do not currently wish to be located or contacted by humans, but they look at us like zoo animals from a distance. According to the zoo theory, these creatures do not wish to bother humans because they are waiting for us to mature. When civilization has advanced and become sufficiently tranquil, these creatures may eventually come into view. Naturally, this would also account for the numerous UFO sightings that occur worldwide. Some of the enigmatic discoveries that do not make sense in their respective eras may possibly be explained by the existence of societies and civilizations that inhabited this area hundreds of thousands of years ago, or on the planet Earth. There will be many more highlights, so click subscribe today.